Good morning, class. Hope this finds you doing well. My name is Devin, and I am your instructor for Group Dynamics. I just recently started putting videos in the classroom to enhance the education or the learning that's taking place. Enhance, hopefully not to detract. Hey, it is a pleasure to meet you, and I just want to say thank you so much for your active participation in Week 1. This video serves as a wrap-up for Week 1 as we move into Week 2. Just wanted to have an opportunity to give a couple physical feedback items to the class, and if you have any questions, you are certainly able, and I would like for you to post those questions in the forum that I post this to. As I said, this is a weekly feedback, and I just want to say that the Week 1 feedback and participation that we've had has been some of the best I have ever had in this class. I don't know if it's because of change of format or if it's just because you guys are hungry to learn. But whatever it is, I just want to say thank you so much for being active and being willing to participate. It has been a joy to get to know you online. I wish we had a class together. I can imagine what the class would be like as we are together. A couple things I wanted to just highlight as we move forward to Week 2. First and foremost is, looks like we had fun time in the group dynamics or in the Group 1 icebreaker when we talked specifically about the nuclear fallout. I know that there was a lot of confusion that went on there, and it really wasn't confusion. It was mostly generated towards getting us to think. If you'll look, there was a correlation between the video that you watched with the group dynamic video that you watched versus the nuclear fallout. It was interesting watching and reading your posts because each one of you were active or demonstrating at least some of those key components that happen in group dynamics. One of which is obviously the leader takes in charge, how other people relate to it, even though it was online. Some of those were still going on, and I'd be willing to wager that some of you were even reflecting on each other's posts and responses in a learning team, and even on top of that into the actual discussion of the activity icebreaker that we had. So you can see how group dynamics plays a part and affects what we do and how we act and how we operate. Some of you engaged it, some of you didn't, some of you took it seriously, some of you didn't, some of you were confused as to what you should do, had a conflicting theological discussion on what was right, what wasn't right, what we should do, God would never let this happen, those sort of things. And just so you know, I also teach for us on a secular university, or teach on a secular university, and it's the first time I've ever done it on a Christian university. And I will say that even the 6 years I've administered that nuclear fallout idea or whatever, that you guys were vehemently opposed in one way or the other on it. And whereas in a secular environment, it took several years for people to say, I can't do it. I remember one lady breaking down in tears that she just would not refuse to let anybody go. I mean, I even had people say, well, you're a minister, so we need to keep you so you don't make us fail. And whether you're a 40-year-old minister or you're a 28-year-old lady, the issue is the bigger picture. And so I know it's hypothetical, but again, it helps us interact as a learning team and as groups, as we can learn how those work. Even online, you can see those go through. We talked in the discussion questions about several different things, group sizes, the size that should be all the way to body language. And so hopefully you were able to pick up on those and just how important it is. And hopefully you'll consider the size of a group does make a difference on how effective a group can be, whether it can accomplish its stated goals, whether it can do the things that it says it wants to do, or whether it's limited by it. Look at Congress, for instance. It's interesting. If Congress can take so long to get laws passed through and they have all these people go through, organizations that are not as big as Congress can do more things. So the question is, group size plays a part in it. And then the other thing, too, is body language, is how important body language is. Just watching you, having you watch this video, really. If I'm going like this, you're probably thinking he's bored or he's nervous. If I cross my arms like this, well, he's obviously disengaged. If I roll my eyes at something you say, then obviously, I disagree with you. If I look away, I'm distracted, or I can't make eye contact with you, I'm hiding something. You can see how frustrating it gets. If I stutter and can't really get my words out, those are communicative tools. how people are engaging, involving. The material is obviously important with that, not because you're being a studier of people, but because you can understand that when group dynamics take place, there are things that are there. And I would like to close with this thought as we move forward to week 2. But in chapters 1 and 2, as we look at what we're doing, you know specifically that working with groups of people can be difficult. Okay, some of us, most of us, work in groups all the time. And going into ministry, you're going to find people that are going to be not going to have experience, other people that are going to want to have the experience. I actually have coworkers that they look forward to being groups because they get things done. It helps them and encourages them to be better. And that's true, and we need to be aware of that. What we've been learning in this small group approach is basically the influences that take place, and specifically related to group dynamics. We talked about the communication processes. What does ethnicity have to do with it? What does culture have to do with it? Definitely need to keep that in mind. And I don't want you to lose sight of that either, because that's just really, really important as far as what we can do and how we can reach out to people. I want to encourage you to continue to stay faithful and focused in reading the material. It looks like you guys have captured what's necessary for us to get accomplished with the quizzes. Looks like that's going pretty good. Weekly discussions, weekly journals. There's not a learning team activity for week 2, but there is a weekly activity for week 3, which will be a little bit unique, so just be aware of that. Also, if you have any questions or anything pertaining to the group or what's going on in the material in the class, please do not hesitate to ask me. In fact, I would like for you to go ahead and post your questions to this video or discussion or observations that you have to the discussion forum that I place this video in, so that we can make sure that we're on the same page. And again, keep up the great work. Keep up the hard thing that you're doing of learning. Keep reading. And, it's one of those things that we all know we need to read about, and we'll read about someday. But this will give us an opportunity to learn about how different groups operate together. All right, God bless you guys. Look forward to seeing you online, and take care. Bye-bye.